know 5 to 10% of all general aviation accidents are related to spatial disorientation? And out of all of those, almost 100% are fatal. Today I'm going to talk about what spatial disorientation is and like how pilots try to prevent it. So my first point is, what is it? Spatial disorientation is the inability of a pilot to correctly interpret the aircraft's altitude, attitude, and airspeed in relation to the Earth. So they think they're flying straight and level, but they're really not. If it's not corrected, it can lead to a loss of control, and uncontrolled flight into terrain. The possibility of becoming disoriented is very well known, so they could end up into a mountain, into a graveyard spin straight to the ground, which is usually unrecoverable. It's hardwired into all humans, so it's just an illusion that gets created, and there's no way to really fight it completely. My next point is how to determine if you are in it. There's only really one way to determine if you are spatially disoriented, and it's your body thinks you're flying straight and level like that when you're actually in like a bank, either up or down. You don't really know. You just think you're flying along until boom, you hit the ground. My next topic is how to prevent it. So spatial disorientation can happen at any time to anyone. So here are some 5 tips from Hartsville Propeller Company for at night. They say to give your eyes time to adjust, avoid flying in bad weather, avoid like bright lights from cities and such, watch out for false horizons from the lights, and also trust your instruments, which is also the #1 thing to do if you're flying in like instrument conditions and clouds and such. They want you to trust your instruments. Don't look outside in the clouds because you can't see anything. So as pilots, we're trained to understand unusual attitudes and how to recover kind of from them. They try to give us other ways of coping so we can figure out what's going on and not get stuck in these situations. They'll put us in different unusual attitudes, which I'll touch to in a second. They'll put us in foggles, which only allow us to see the instruments. Sometimes they'll allow us to fly in clouds. If I can get to the video, maybe. And as you can kind of see from flying in clouds, you can't see anything. It's basically just flying blind. So here are some like unusual attitudes they'll put you in. Our instructors will have us like close our eyes, put our head down, and they'll pull the plane like up and bank it maybe to the left or right, or they'll point it nose down. And the way we're supposed to understand these is using like our hearing and such. So if it gets real quiet, that usually means you're in a nose high attitude. So then they'll tell you to recover, and you'll point the nose down full, add power so you don't stall the aircraft. If you're in a nose down, you're going to hear, it's going to sound like a lot of wind rushing by. So you're going to want to pull the power back, roll the plane level, pull it up. Yeah. So in conclusion, I talked about what spatial disorientation is, how to know if you're in it, ways to prevent it. So this can happen to anyone, even the most professional airline pilots can experience this. There's crashes all over the world that get related to this. So if you think it can't happen to you, it can. So be safe and keep the blue side up.